Welcome to Super Rant Season 1 Doomsday Preppers. Here we rewatch superhero movies to explore how they build towards bigger stories, starting with Avengers Doomsday and the MCU. Hello and welcome to Super Rant. This is the podcast where we talk about movies and talk about how they relate to other movies, starting with the Avengers movies, the MCU, and leading up to Avengers Doomsday. And today is a big one with Avengers Endgame. But first, as always, my name is Brian, and I'm happy to be here.
My name's Kevin. I'm a lead writer for Screen Rant, covering all things superheroes, Star Wars, and all kinds of fun stuff.
All right. And then, Endgame came out in 2019, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Crazy. It's already been 7 years since that movie came out. That's
absolutely wild.
Absolutely nuts.
It's also crazy how much content we've had since Endgame. It feels like, we're almost done with our rewatch. We are so not.
I mean, yeah, it's July, and the movie comes out in December.
Yeah.
We've got a good chunk of the way to go here.
Pretty crazy.
But this episode's going to be really fun, because we're not going to we'll talk a little bit about what we like about Endgame. Right, and we'll compare it to Infinity War, but we're really going to get into kind of the weeds here, because Endgame, they've said in interviews, and Kevin Feige said that Endgame leads pretty much directly into Doomsday.
Yes.
Not maybe not actually it picks up legitimately where Endgame left off. Maybe it's a couple years, because it's probably been a few years based off of the timeline of the MCU. But this movie, really, Doomsday is a sequel to Endgame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
So we'll talk theories, we'll talk about the multiverse, we'll talk about what happened with the time travel, and we'll try to do it in a timely fashion so you're not listening to us yap for an hour. But yeah, let's go through it on a scale of 1 to 10. Where's Endgame fall?
It's a 9 out of 10. It's so good.
Yeah,
there's very little I nitpick about this movie because it is so dang awesome. It's the kind of movie that you only get after over a decade worth of interconnected storytelling. There's really nothing else like it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I'm right there with you. It's got to be 9 out of 10. I love this movie for so many reasons, but one of the big ones is just it feels like this movie, more than any other movie in the MCU, feels like everything has been building to a singular movie, which I mean is the way it was designed.
Yeah.
But it's just cool that this is after 10 years of watching the same universe, this is what they were building to, and they maybe didn't really have a plan for after that. And I think that was okay, because that allowed this movie to feel so finite.
100%.
Right? And, retroactively having there be Doomsday and having it connect to this, that's fine. But at the time, this just feels so solid.
Yeah.
I think the one thing I'm going to nitpick about this movie is, while the third act is so cool and so great, there is a lot of just fan servicey type moments, which I'm a fan, so I enjoy those on the first watch through.
Yes.
But watching them again, they feel a little clunky.
They thrive better on a first time viewing. You've never seen it before.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
And for example, I think there's moments with Captain Marvel when she shows up and gets the gauntlet from Peter.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's okay, that feels a little bit strange. There's moments where it's with Wanda. There's moments with Black Panther. Everybody has because it is just kind of all
here's this
over
guy,
the board,
and then
all
here's
over
this
the
guy,
place.
and then here's this guy.
Yeah,
but part of that is what's awesome.
I love.
Yeah,
part of that is what's awesome about this, but there are moments when it swaps to a different character that feels very clunky.
Did you ever see that deleted scene where it was the entire cast is in the same trench talking?
Yeah, and
that would have been ridiculous.
that I mean from like a battle standpoint, if they're all there, then who else is fighting?
Exactly,
You know,
exactly. I mean,
like
yeah,
all
they've
these
got.
other random
It's like,
armies.
yeah, they got the Wakandans and the
Wakandan.
sorcerers, but still, it's like, okay,
Yeah, it's like
every.
all your heavy hitters are in this trench.
Yeah, no. So, like, kind of a cool
Yeah.
scene to see isolated, but it would have been really weird in the movie.
But what I really like about this movie, and I think for me, why this movie I like more than Infinity War, is Infinity War has a lot of just, like, who are you guys? Who's this? Oh, you know Thor, I know Thor. And like they're like the whole movie is a lot of that.
Mm.
Whereas like from the beginning of Endgame up until the third act, like everybody's just like on the same team. They know each other. They know their strength. They're operating. We're going in groups to go throughout the timeline and do what we need to do.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy it. It's the same
Yeah.
reason why I love the beginning of Avengers Age of Ultron is because the Avengers are a unit, a team that are working together,
Yeah, they're
getting the
gelling,
job
they're
done.
vibing,
I
they've got it
love
figured
that
out.
so much.
Yeah, and then like again, another strength of Endgame is like a lot of it. I think as far as the ones who are time traveling and trying to set things right, I think there's 9, but it's really focused on like the core founding 6 Avengers, and I think that's one of Endgame's best strengths is that that's who we're following for most of the movie.
Right. Well, and then going into Infinity War, I was expecting a whole chunk of like the original Avengers to die, and a whole bunch of the newer ones like Spider-Man and Black Panther.
I was
to
expecting
live.
a lot of people were expecting
they were
the
the ones who
opposite.
got dusted,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Avengers Age of Ultron movie focuses on the core 6 with the supporting cast. That was so awesome. I loved that.
Yeah.
And looking back, I think I like that more than if it had been the new Avengers trying to bring back the old Avengers.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. It was
Like,
it was definitely
so
the smart way to do it. I will say I think I do like Infinity War just a smidge more than Endgame. I think not necessarily because obviously it's not a culmination of this decade of storytelling, but as a singular movie, I feel like Infinity War maybe has just a little bit better rewatch value, and I think that comes from having Thanos be basically the protagonist, and you're following him for most of the time. It's his journey, it's his goal, and I think that's absolutely fascinating. Then again, there's still some great, incredible hero scenes. Like I honestly think Thor showing up to Wakanda with Groot and Rocket is easily one of the top 5 moments of the entire MCU. It's
I would probably
and I
agree
think
with
it's
that.
just like it's a little more grounded. The tragedy, again, seriously, like the inevitability. It's played very well.
Okay, but see, for the same reason I like Endgame, but it's the aftermath of the tragedy.
Yeah,
like the way that Iron Man and Black Widow and Captain America and Hawkeye and the way the core Avengers deal with that tragedy, like especially Thor. Like, I like Fat Thor. Not because it's he's goofy. No, this is a guy who is a hero, who is literally a god, and is still dealing with trauma
and failure.
But then like in the midst of that brokenness, in the midst of that hurt, that doesn't mean that he's any less worthy because he can still wield the hammer, and that's so awesome.
It's so good.
Like
it's so good.
That story is fantastic.
Yeah,
and I just think they could have done so much more with that in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh yeah,
and they ruined it.
Yeah, and we'll get into that.
We'll
get into that when we do our Love and
Thunder.
The
way that like Cap is like running support groups, and Iron Man is trying to move on from his failure, and Black Widow is trying to hold everybody together. Hawkeye is just so lost
and broken.
in his sorrow.
Yeah.
Like
the fact that they
fact
that they had 5 years to sit with that failure that was so complete and monumental is astounding.
Like that, the writing, the way that they handle the tragedy in Endgame is my favorite writing in the MCU.
Man, dude, the fact that you said it a second ago, the way that Captain America is running support groups, but then he goes right around and tells Black Widow, like, I'm telling people to move on, but I can't. And neither can Natasha, because all she has is the Avengers. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good.
And then Tony has moved on, but when he's presented with the chance to help people again,
He can't not
he takes
act.
it. He can't not take it.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's so good.
We're doing what we
Avengers.
said. We're doing what we said we weren't going to do at the beginning of this episode.
I know.
But it's
Okay,
too
so let's
good.
move on.
It's too good.
We're gonna transition into Brian's TED Talk here
Okay, go for it.
on the science of the plan, right?
Time travel.
The science of time travel, and Hulk's plan to fix everything, right? Or no, Hulk's plan, and like specifically, like to take the stones back.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's that really, really important scene, probably the most important scene of this movie as it relates to Doomsday.
And the multiverse saga.
The scene in the multiverse saga is the scene where Hulk and the Ancient One are on the roof of the Sanctum Sanctorum, and they're having the conversation about when you change the timeline, when you change the timeline significantly enough, like removing a stone, that creates a branched timeline.
Yes.
And Hulk's plan to put the stones back, to put everything back in its place, sure, I guess that works, but the problem is there are other factors at play here that got in the way of that plan. So let me walk you through it here.
Go for it.
So Hulk plans, he explains it in Endgame, that if you're in the present and you go back in time, you can't change your past. And you create another timeline.
Mm-hmm.
And you have this new branched timeline, right? And so returning the stone only solves one problem. That timeline stabilizes, but it doesn't undo what's already happened. So, for instance, in the Loki show, season 1, we see that timeline is already different from the main MCU timeline because Loki escaped. And so that still created, yes, while the stone was there, they already changed events enough so that it created a branched timeline. So even if Cap returns the Tesseract and the Time Stone and what was the other one that's there? Oh, the Mind Stone.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he returns all three to the exact moment, Loki already escaped. And that branch has already been created and is permanent.
Yes.
And then in Loki, we learn that the only timeline is allowed is the, what is it called? The
Sacred Timeline.
The Sacred Timeline. And other ones that branch too far are pruned by the TVA.
Mm-hmm. Just like that one with Loki, because he got pulled to the TVA, but that timeline got pruned.
Right. But here's the deal. In Loki, and we're getting ahead of ourselves here, but this conversation has to be taken as a whole. So we'll come back to this conversation again, and we'll talk more about like what Loki's going to do in Doomsday. But during the events of Loki season 1 and season 2, when all of these branches start happening, when everything starts going haywire, and he becomes the god of stories.
Yeah, which is to be fair,
all the timelines are running through him. Yeah, sure.
I don't think it's his official name, but it connects to
the god of the timelines.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right. Let's go for it.
So after he does this, every timeline is allowed to exist. Every branch timeline is allowed to exist. And that leads to incursions. Because here's the deal. The branched timelines are not the X-Men universe or the Fantastic Four universe.
No.
The branched timelines are things that are slightly different. Other complete universes, like the X-Men universe, that is a separate universe with its own branching timelines. And so we have the MCU with its branching timelines, and then we have the X-Men universe with its branching timelines. And what happens is when those things branch out further enough, they start to collide with each other, and that's where we get the incursion.
Yep.
So returning the stones, yeah, if it, quote unquote, fix that timeline, but it doesn't stop the incursions from happening. In fact, it caused more chance for there to be an incursion. Time messing back. They collide, and both universes
dive into that. Dive into that real quick. Time messing back. Why did you say that?
Well, I said that because that's what Tony says.
Exactly.
When they're getting ready to fight Thanos at the end of the movie, He's like, when you mess with time, time tends to mess back. And yeah, you can take that as Thanos followed them through, but the reality is when you mess with a fundamental force in the universe like time, you are fundamentally changing reality.
Yep.
And you are breaking reality. And so that takes us to what is Doom going to be doing in this movie? And Doom isn't necessarily doing evil things just for the sake of evil. He wants to save people. He wants people to see him as the hero.
Yep.
But the problem is he's willing to sacrifice everybody else in order to be the hero.
Yeah.
In order to be the only one who saves everybody.
Yep.
And so he wants to save reality, but he's going to do so at the cost of the Avengers, at the cost of other realities. And, you know, Doomsday is going to be this event where potentially 3 different universes are colliding. And Doom is going to be trying, what I believe, to either destroy the other universes or poising himself in such a situation to take advantage of when they do collide to create Battle World.
Yeah, because the catch with Doom is that he believes that he is the one best equipped to save the world, but he also believes he's the best equipped to rule and lead the world, and that he alone can make it better. And that's how what I think we'll probably end up seeing in Secret Wars. But also, you're absolutely right, because think about what Doom says at the beginning of the new trailer that just released. He says, something's coming that we won't be able to deter. When the day is done, we'll have to make an unthinkable decision. Right. And that's gotta be destroying other worlds for the sake of your own.
Yeah, I mean, his goal has got to be to either control / save all realities.
Yep, and probably both.
And so to sum up here, Hulk's plan to put the stones back did not fail. Hulk was correct. They restored order to their specific branches.
Yes.
And they defeated Thanos, and ultimately in their timeline they succeeded. But returning the stones was never meant to solve the multiverse crisis because they didn't know about it.
Yeah, exactly. And time messing back.
That's the crisis in Doomsday. Yeah. So, from start to finish, we have the time heist. And the events of Endgame. The branches are created and Loki escapes. Loki frees the timelines in Loki Season 2, creating all these branches, which causes incursions to happen, which leads to Avengers Doomsday. And the Avengers will have to fight to save not just their universe, but every universe.
Or at least the ones that are left that haven't been destroyed by incursions.
And so, like, yeah, exactly. And so, logically, when we look at, like, the science, quote-unquote, that's been laid out in this movie, which, if you really do look at, like, what a lot of physicists theorize the multiverse could look like and what time travel looks like, it's fairly accurate, actually. With, you know, a lot of comic book nonsense thrown in there. Like quantum, whatever.
Of course.
But if you follow the logic, this is kind of the only direction I feel like Doomsday could go. But what's going to be interesting is how they go about getting to that point of, does Doom first appear as an ally? Is he a bad guy right from the start? Is it going to be like some of the heroes are on his side? Is it going to be, no, everybody's against him? Is it really truly going to be Avengers fighting X-Men, fighting Fantastic Four? Or are they going to team up pretty quickly? Like, I mean, there's a lot, like, what's cool about this line of thinking isn't that, oh, we know how this movie exactly going to go. What's cool about it is that it's saying, okay, this is the story this is how the story is going to start.
Yeah.
But it could end in 100 different ways.
Definitely. This feels like a good.
And then we get questions
segue because I want to talk about.
And then we get questions of. Hold on, we get questions about. Okay, so Doom, which universe is he coming from? We get questions of Steve Rogers. Is he the Steve Rogers that we know, or is he from a branched timeline?
Right.
Is he from a different universe completely?
Yeah.
And so you get all these questions that actually it causes more. We don't really know what's going on.
Yeah. So in September, they are releasing Endgame Encore in theaters.
Right.
So it's a re-release of Endgame, but they have said that there's going to be a few minutes of additional footage and something that will help connect Endgame to Doomsday specifically.
Yeah, they have filmed more things to add into this movie to help it connect better.
So part of me is wondering if everything you've just talked about, if they might try making that clearer for mainstream audiences, especially for mainstream audiences who maybe haven't caught up with everything in the MCU like we have.
Yeah, and I think they have to, because
Yeah.
not everybody's gonna have seen Loki season 2.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. Although, man, if there was any show that people should watch before Doomsday, it's got to be Loki.
It has to be Loki.
Yeah.
It's so important.
Yeah, and well, obviously,
And
I'm
he's gonna
excited.
be in the movie.
I'm excited to get into that when we get to our Loki, because we're gonna start incorporating shows after this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starting next week, we're gonna be doing a movie and a show every week.
Yep.
And that's just because if we want to watch everything, we have to keep
We
up.
have to.
But yeah, like if you're not watching the shows and you're just watching like literally just the Avengers movies and not like Spider-Man or Black Panther or any of that, the last thing that you've seen is that okay, the core universe Loki died. The one from the original
2012
Avengers movie escaped.
Yeah.
And then you go into this movie, and then all of a sudden, Loki is with this weird organization called the TVA, and he's in control of all the timelines.
Yeah. Thankfully,
and just a whole bunch of
I mean, thankfully, there is some TVA set up when you look at movies like Deadpool and Wolverine, so it won't be like fully unknown to people who haven't watched the shows.
But I'm
they're
saying
gonna have to
if you're
create some
just
clarity.
watching, I'm saying if you're just watching literally movies with the title Avengers,
Oh, okay, sure. I mean, yeah.
you're gonna be really confused.
Yeah.
Because you're also getting Thunderbolts and stuff.
Yep. I want to talk about Comic-Con, which just happened over the weekend.
Yeah, let's do it.
Marvel Studios panel was Saturday night. It was awesome. They kicked it off with announcing that Ryan Gosling is going to be Ghost Rider. That's something he's always talked about wanting to play.
Yeah.
Sean Levy directing.
I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not like totally sold on it yet. I think I really need to see him in costume.
Sure.
And part of what I like about Ryan Gosling is that he's super funny. But I think with a character like Ghost Rider, it needs to be less like sarcastic and a little bit more like deep scarred pain, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, here's what I always find interesting is like, Ghost Rider started out as like a stunt motorcycle driver, like a daredevil,
Yeah,
so,
which that tracks with kind of Ryan Gosling's MO.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. They did not say specifically whether he would be Johnny Blaze or Danny Ketch. Danny Ketch being Johnny Blaze's like long lost younger brother who eventually became another Ghost Rider.
Sure.
So that could be interesting. We'll have to see how it goes. The thing that I find most interesting is it's Ryan Gosling. It's directed by Sean Levy, who did Deadpool and Wolverine, and the script is written by Jonathan Tropper. All three of them will have just come off of Star Wars Starfighter, which is in 2027. And they're going right into Ghost Rider, which is releasing 2028. That communicates to me a fairly impressive level of confidence in Starfighter. So just on a Star Wars level, I just became way more excited for Starfighter because to have that
Disney's
same
bringing the same team
exactly so
then
soon.
Clearly, they think that they've got something good with Starfighter.
I think it feels like a strong vote of confidence, which is exciting. But going back to the Comic-Con panel, they also shared Black Panther 3's coming out December 2028. They've cast David Johnson as Prince T'Challa, the original T'Challa's son. He'll be grown up, and they specifically called him the new Black Panther. Should be very interesting to see how that plays out. They showed some Spider-Man stuff, but then they got into some Doomsday stuff. And according to like some of the stuff I've read, with like it was a new trailer. It wasn't the one that we just saw that got publicly revealed. It was brand new footage, and the big takeaway, a lot of it was, some similar stuff we've kind of expected, like a big Sentinel fight with the X-Men and the whole deal. But one of the big things was that it confirmed that there is going to be an established history between the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom.
Right.
Sue.
So, which implies that
same universe.
Doom comes from the Fantastic Four universe.
Yeah. Sue, it kicks off with Sue saying that, like, Victor used to be a different man. He, smartest guy in every room. I knew he was lost. I didn't know how broken he was. So something massive happened to Doom. Probably ties into that poster with the tapestry, what looks to be like a wife and child that he probably lost, and maybe, it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. But there's a great moment with Reed in Doom where Reed is like, "What did you do this, Victor?" So that kind of communicates past relationship, rivalry. Honestly, solves one of my biggest concerns over Doom, was that if there wasn't going to be that connection with the Fantastic Four. So that's very exciting to see. But yeah, all across the board, I mean, there was a couple things from the panel that I would have liked to have seen. I would have liked to have seen something more concrete for Blade, because that was announced in 2019 and has gone nowhere.
Yeah, dude.
I would have liked to have seen. There was a lot of rumors that they might do like releasing a full X-Men cast. And
I think gone are the days of Marvel, like, releasing, here are our movies for the next 6 years.
Yeah, probably. I think they've learned.
Because I think it really bit them in the butt.
Especially at post-Endgame.
Because there are movies that didn't happen, movies that didn't happen in the same way, movies that came out later than they were going to.
Yeah.
Part of that was because of COVID. Part of that was because they couldn't get those movies off the ground. Part of that was because they, decided that certain actors weren't going to be the main villain anymore.
Yep.
And just, you can't rely on something happening exactly the way you planned it 6 years in advance.
No, totally. And, the other part of it was like a lot of rumors about the X-Men cast being revealed, but that's not going to happen until after Brand New Day, and whether we learn about Sadie Sink being Jean Grey or not, like everyone's guessing. Who knows? But I think overall it was a very cool Comic-Con panel. Ryan Reynolds crashed the party wearing his Canadian tuxedo denim personal Deadpool costume. He was like around the convention floor taking pictures with people.
Did you see that Ryan Reynolds posted on his Instagram what color his Jean Deadpool was?
No.
The color swatch was Jean Grey.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
It's just like, oh, okay.
It was very fun seeing everybody like showing their pictures of like, I took a picture with Ryan Reynolds and I had no idea it was actually him. Like, very fun. Cool stuff.
I think that's fun. That's a classic Comic-Con prank. I think that's just so good.
So super good stuff. By the time of our next episode, we will have both seen Brand New Day. So that'll be...
by the time this episode comes out, we will have seen Brand New Day.
Yes. So we'll definitely talk about it next week's episode, which just so happens to be Far From Home. So we'll definitely take some time.
It's gonna be big ol'... Well, Far From Home and WandaVision.
Yes, we'll be kicking off the first show with WandaVision as well. But we'll definitely take some time to talk about Brand New Day, because there's going to be plenty to go over, I will imagine.
Yeah. There was some other good Comic-Con news, too.
Yeah, the new Lanterns trailer was awesome. Much better.
Yeah, dude, I'm getting more excited for that.
It looks like I did a whole post being like, this kind of looks like the Secret Invasion we were promised from Marvel. Like, they might actually give us some paranoia and mystery, because there was not, despite having shapeshifters, there was not a lot of times in Secret Invasion where we were like, we always kind of knew who was who, which was a bummer to me. One of Secret Invasion's many issues, but yeah.
Yeah.
Are we watching that?
That's a whole
Do we have to watch that?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll explain why Rhodey's not.
Yeah. Other Comic-Con news you want to talk about?
I mean, there were some cool Transformers that were announced. I'm really
Yes,
excited
and
about
some
those.
cool Doomsday Legos and hot toys and all kinds of
Yeah.
cool merch and
Oh, actually, we could talk about the Legos because that's interesting
oh yeah.
for Doomsday. So we've got the new Avengers Tower
Yeah.
that comes with. I don't think that one comes with any X-Men, does it?
No, I think it's pretty new Avengers focused and then Human Torch.
Yeah, and then Doom comes in that set.
Mhm.
And then we've got the Sentinel set, which looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
And that one comes with Doom and Mystique. The Nightcrawler figure is phenomenal.
Magneto looks good.
Magneto looks good. Who else we got in that set?
Is that one
But
yeah.
and then we've got the Quinjet set, which comes with Cyclops, Doctor Doom, Thing, Captain America.
Yeah.
And what's really cool about these sets is that it's kind of giving us a glimpse into like of some possible team ups that might happen.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of like Cyclops, Thing, and Captain America, like Sam Wilson, Captain America,
Yeah.
being like a team together.
Yeah.
That rocks for me.
That's a
I
cool
think that's
trio.
phenomenal.
That is a cool trio.
That's great. I'm here for that.
Okay, let me
But
hit
what's
you.
also cool
Let
about
me
these
hit
sets
you
is
with
we're
this
getting
one because I just remembered Thor is in the Sentinel set. So picture a moment where Magneto controls Thor's hammer.
Oh,
Will
yeah,
that happen?
Could answer that
Do
question.
they answer to the paradox? Because is Magneto worthy? Is he just lifting the metal? Like, it has to happen,
Magneto
right? It has to happen.
Magneto could control Cap's shield,
Oh,
for that matter.
Seriously. There's some
and
cool
do you
potential.
know the Marvel Zombies thing from the comics?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
But what's cool about these sets too is we're getting a lot of like the actual builds themselves are pretty mediocre.
I
don't
like
know if it's worth it for me to get them,
bigger Sentinel.
but
I do like the bigger Sentinel.
the bigger Sentinel's cool. I think I'm gonna try to get that one on sale if I can someday.
Sure.
But the figures are phenomenal.
Oh my gosh.
Like we're getting figures that we've never gotten before, like for Mystique and Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
For Cyclops. For
a flame on Human Torch.
a Red Guardian with a shield, flame on Human Torch, long legged Mr. Fantastic.
Yep.
We're getting a Sentry.
Some very cool,
lots of good
very
figures.
Cool
like
characters.
There's clearly been some intentionality into these sets, and I appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
So, which makes me interested to see, okay, as we start getting more toys, what will be revealed of more story points. But you hold that loosely.
Oh.
Because especially with Avengers,
yeah,
they get toys based off of concept art.
Yes, and like initial
those
footage.
things don't typically happen.
Yes, but toy reveals real quick. This did you see the Funko Pops for Vision Quest?
Yes. Okay. We should actually talk about that because that's really interesting.
Real quick.
They did. We've seen 2 Funko Pops based off of Vision Quest. One with the Vision and one with Ultron.
Mm-hmm.
And what's really cool about both of these figures is that they're split in half with their robot form and what like a human version of the AI looks like.
So these AIs are going to present as human within Vision's mind is what the expectation is.
And so Vision's really cool because it's half the white Vision and then half like a very Paul Bettany looking guy with like a pinstripe suit.
Yeah.
But the pinstripe has like coding language on it.
Yeah.
And so I really like that. And then on the Ultron side of things, it's Ultron on one side, and then like this bearded version.
Yeah, he's got like glasses and a very long, like a pretty sizable beard. It should be
very James Spader looking.
It should be interesting.
But like, I would love it if this entire movie is just like, or the entire show is taking place like within Vision's own mind.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to. I think, yeah.
Because my theory has always been, I walked out of the theater of Avengers Ultron with, if Vision values life and he sees Ultron as life, he would not kill him. He would absorb him.
He would not kill the last Ultron. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Very cool. I hope you're proven right. You've been talking about it for over 10 years. I so hope you're right.
Be so awesome.
Be very cool. Lots of stuff to look forward to. Again, excited to talk about Brand New Day next week.
Yep.
But yeah, I think that's all that I've got we did it. We've got Far From Home as like the Infinity Saga epilogue, and then we're done and we're on to the Multiverse Saga.
So next week will be Spider-Man Far From Home
and
the first season of WandaVision, which I guess there's only one season. And we will talk a little bit about Brand New Day, just thoughts, probably just implications. But we will have a full episode. Actually, you know what? Next week for Brand New Day, we'll just talk about things we liked.
Yep.
We won't talk about implications. We'll do a full episode at the end of the podcast.
Yes.
In order.
End of the series.
Off of implications.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right.
Well, that's all for today. So thanks for watching. Make sure you get your movies and shows all watched up for next week, and we'll see you next time.
Catch you later.
Thank you for listening to Super Rant Season 1 Doomsday Preppers. Look out for our following episode next Friday. And remember to watch the upcoming movie before listening. You can find a link to our watch schedule on our YouTube page.